This is Blazers All Access, an inside look at UAB basketball with head coach Andy Kennedy. Blazers All Access is presented by Viva Health, part of the UAB health system, and by Mountain Dew. Do the do. Here's the voice of the Blazers, David Crane.
The Green and Gold defended the home floor last weekend with a sweep of the Sunshine State. We welcome you to Blazers All Access with head coach Andy Kennedy. I'm David Crane. Coach, you were coming off a loss at Rice the previous Saturday. I think practice was spirited heading into that matchup with FIU on Thursday, wasn't it?
You know what, we talked about it, David. The reality is when you're winning games and you see a lot of mistakes, sometimes it's hard for the guys to understand that in close contests, most especially on the road in league play, those are going to come back to bite you. And that's what happened against Rice. We drop a 10-point second half lead. We're not able to close the game. We take the L. I had their attention a little bit more leading into this week. And we've talked about from day one the importance of protecting home floor. Our guys came out, took the right approach, took care of business.
Not a great start in that game. You find yourself down 11 midway through the first half. And boy, then you absolutely turned it around, didn't you?
Yeah, probably for the last 30 minutes, it's as well as we've played all season on both ends of the court. I thought we were really good defensively and not giving them anything free. And then offensively, we finally found a rhythm. I thought we started the game with a mindset of not making mistakes, and you can't play basketball that way. Once we saw the ball go in the basket, we were able to turn up our pressure a bit. The rest we coasted in.
38-34 UAB at the half. Panthers got the first bucket of the second half. And then you look up not long after and you're up 32.
You know what I told you after the game? It was ironic. It was a 6-point game, 8-point game. KJ Buffin hits his first 3 of the season to make it 10. Next thing you know, it was just an onslaught. Ball goes out of bounds right in front of me. Their outstanding point guard picks the ball up and looks up at the score, and I think it was 67-42. And I heard him ask the scorekeeper, "Is that score right?" I mean, so it happened pretty quickly.
Jordan Walker poured in 20. KJ Buffin had a double-double. And the Blazers rolled to an 84-56 win over FIU inside Bartow Arena.
Walker with it up the right side for the Green and Gold into the front court. Top of the key. Open look at a 3, and it's good. Gives it to Buffin instead. Dribbles between the legs. Whips it across the lane to Taven Levin.
Forward, slide left, long 3, up and good. Here, big mistake. Hot ball batted in the air. Buffin has it again. Right baseline floater, up and good. Up to the basket, sends it up top to Walker. Fake, slides left, 3, up and good. Okay, who's really good? Head fake, drive, runs through traffic, and reverses and lays it in. Screen, curls right with it, hooks it up top to Buffin. His 3 is good. Wow. Walker left to the circle, left wing 3. No good. LeBlanc for the follow-up slam. Wow. Right, pop a 3, miss it. Rebound, Taven Levin who puts it back up and in. Hooks it in the lane, Pinckney catches, laid it up, got it blocked by Buffin. UAB couldn't save it. Gets a screen to the left baseline, stops, pops at 15, and hits.
The highlights are brought to you by Viva Health.
You weren't thinking about a Medicare plan back then, but at Viva Medicare, it's been on our mind for a long time. And we know a thing or two about making Medicare easy. That's why our plans have $0 copays for primary care physician visits. So when the time comes to enroll in a Medicare Advantage plan that focuses on the things you're passionate about, we'll be here for you. Viva Medicare. Enjoy life without the worry. Learn more at vivahealth.com/Medicare.
Legacy is what you do every day. We try not only to help people with their financial legacies, we hope that we enrich their lives and help them become better people so that total package, at the end of the day, is something they can be proud of. We help them craft their legacy.
FAU came to town on Saturday afternoon. The Owls had won by double digits at Marshall and also lost by double digits at Middle Tennessee State. Coach Dusty May's team been a little up and down this season, hasn't it?
They had some COVID pauses, as we all have, but I've been watching them throughout the course of the season. You know, one their lead assistant's a kid named Todd Abernathy, and Todd was my first point guard at Ole Miss, so we stay in touch. He worked for me at Ole Miss for a number of years. I've known Dusty, who was a disciple of Mike White, both at Louisiana Tech and at Florida, and obviously Mike had worked for me at Ole Miss as well. So I follow the program. I saw them early in the year. They had a shot at the buzzer to beat Miami. They lose by 2, and Miami's leading the ACC, quality opponent. And then they prove that by going on the road to Marshall, very, very tough place to play. We'll see that here in a few games, and completely dominated the game, led it from tap to buzzer. They then go to Middle. Middle has improved. Middle has changed their personnel. They're playing a completely different style, and I think it threw Middle out of whack a little bit. I thought they really came in focused against us and played well for the majority of the game.
There were some big swings on Saturday afternoon. UAB led by 11 in the first half. Owls tied it at 31 at the break. Then they built a 7-point second half lead before you rallied and wound up winning by 11.
Well, it's certainly, every game we're 12-0 in Bartow Arena, and we've won every game by double figures. The one on Saturday certainly did not feel like an 11-point victory. Tight back and forth, changed defenses at the end. I think the 1-3-1 really served us well. We were able to get multiple stops. Jelly Walker with a huge steal and finish in the open floor, and then a couple of big threes. Quan Jackson with a big three. We did a good job off our offensive glass. It was a quality win in a situation that we have not been in much in this building. So where there's challenge, there's an opportunity for growth, and I think our team grew some on Saturday.
You mentioned that defense. So key for you, especially in the second half. You only had 7 steals in the game, but when your shots weren't falling in the second half, Florida Atlantic couldn't pull away from you.
Well, defensively, that's been our staple. We've got to be good on the defensive end, most especially off our defensive glass, eliminating second chance opportunities. We didn't turn it over either. We're one of the best in the country at having few turnovers, which again allow you to fight through some of those offensive droughts we've had.
I know it's always a team effort, but 2 career days certainly helped the cause. Quan Jackson poured in 29. Jordan Walker added 27. They got 56 of your 76 as a team.
Quan led us early. We got out of the gate really strong, and it was all Quan Jackson making plays, slashing, getting to the offensive glass, made a couple of big pull-ups. He really kept us in the game early, and then Jelly stole it down the stretch. Big shot after big shot, big play after big play. That's why he's here. I will be shocked if he's not the Conference USA Player of the Week, and he certainly earned it by his play on the floor, not only Saturday but Thursday as well.
Blazers held the Owls under 40% shooting and stayed perfect at Bartow Arena with a 76-65 win.
Quan Jackson works to the foul line. His jumper up and good. Up on the run by Walker. Jordan doesn't have numbers. Pulls up at the right elbow and hits the jumper anyway. Baseline feeds in the lane to Jackson. Tough ball away. 8-footer off the glass and good. I'm not sure that was intended for Quan. On ahead it goes to Walker. Jordan kicks it out right side. Jackson driving, reversing layup. Good. Well, he'll come left with it. Keep the dribble going. Get all the way to the bucket and lay it in for 2. Point game. Blazers lead it. Top of the wheel. Buffin fakes it. 3, steps in along 2, up and good. Big man dribbles once, bounces to Forrest, driving the left side. Shot attempt, blocked foul line, ball not loose. Forrest saves it, then stolen by Quan Jackson. On the breakaway, the 2-hand slam. Quan Jackson, he shovels it ahead to Walker. The driving layup good. 38-35 Owls. Jackson above the foul line. Jumper good for 2 more. Lead by 4. Walker right of the lane. 15-footer up and good. Walker curls foul line with it. Flips to Jemison, who throws it down. Double team back to Walker. Left side for a 3. Got it again. Wow, you're Dusty May. Mike penetrates. Pulls up from the free throw line. Jumper. Good. Out to Martin. He'll drive. He'll put up a runner. Get it blocked away by Jemison.
The highlights are brought to you by Mountain Dew.
Legacy is what you do every day. We try not only to help people with their financial legacies, we hope that we enrich their lives and help them become better people so that total package, at the end of the day, is something they can be proud of. We help them craft their legacy.
This segment of Blazers All Access is sponsored by Regions Bank.
Blazers are now 15-4 overall, 5-1 in Conference USA after the sweep of the Florida schools. Let's have a look at the Children's of Alabama stats for the 2 games last weekend. UAB shot almost 45% overall, better than 42% from 3 and almost 74% from the line. Held the opponents to under 37% total. 28% from 3, good free throw shooting for our visitors, but UAB wins the rebounding battle. 9 assists on average against just 8 turnovers on average in the 2 games. 14 steals for UAB, only 3 steals surrendered by the Blazers. It was a good shooting weekend for your team, Coach, especially from long range. Always nice to see those go in.
You know, last year we were abysmal from behind the three-point line. We had to win in different type ways. This team's built a little bit differently, and as we've gotten into league play, I think we've gotten much better offensively. We've kind of figured out who we are, where we're going to get our shots. Sometimes our decision-making wanes at times, and we're not finishing as efficiently at the rim. I didn't think we finished great against Florida Atlantic, but we're moving the ball, we're finding the open guy, and we have been shooting the ball much better from the perimeter.
Not a ton of steals, but you mentioned it in the last segment. You took great care of the basketball in those 2 games.
Yeah, you know, it's ultimately a possessions game, and when you don't turn them over at a high rate, you can't turn it over. You've got to do a good job again off second chance opportunities off your glass. Those are areas we control Saturday, and as a result, we get the dub.
Individually, Quan Jackson averaged 19 per game. He took 18 shots for you on Saturday afternoon.
I thought he was really aggressive. He's really struggled offensively. It's great to see him back into an offensive rhythm because he is such a key for us defensively. Gets his hands on balls. He is so disruptive at the point of our press. I know that after the game he had a collective sigh of relief because he realizes that he has not been playing as well offensively. Came up huge for us. I know it's going to do wonders for his confidence moving forward.
Great weekend for Quan, but not too hard to figure out who our difference maker was over the weekend. Jordan Walker averaged 23.5 points, and he hit 9 big threes for you in those 2 games.
And you said the word, David, they were big. You know, his shot making in the second half against FAU. I thought FAU did a good job. Taven was having a hard time finishing. I think Tave was 2 for 10, and they were helping off Tave because he's not much of a perimeter threat. So when he's driving at the basket and not finishing, his guy was always the help guy. They've got a 7-footer at the basket that was eliminating Jelly getting all the way to the rim. So he was having to play in traffic, and he rose up and made a huge shot after shot. Started with his rotation out of the 1-3-1 to steal a ball, go get a layup, made his free throws. I thought he did a good job playing off 2 feet in traffic, and then big-time 3-point shots carried us down the stretch.
This segment of Blazers All Access is sponsored by Regions Bank.
Those green and gold banners up there, better wake up the seamstress. They're about to get some company. Because this is a revival.
This segment of Blazers All Access is sponsored by Legacy Credit Union.
A 3-game road trip starts on Saturday as UAB visits Ruston for a big matchup with Louisiana Tech. The Bulldogs 15-3 on the year, a perfect 6-0 in Conference USA. Coach, let's start with practice. Both teams have Thursday off. How do you plan on making the most of the extra time to prepare this week?
Well, it gives us, we're going to take 2 days off after the game against FAU, kind of get our legs. You know, we're already played 19 games. It goes so fast. You know, it seems like we've been doing this for a while, but it also goes really fast. So we'll take a couple of days, man, just to get our bodies back under us. And then it'll give us a lot of prep time going into La Tech, and we need it. They're an outstanding team. Won the West last year. They've got the prohibitive favorite for the player of the year in Kenny Lofton, who is just a handful inside. And Ruston has not been very good to the Blazers. It's my understanding that we have never won there. I contributed to that last year by going 0-2. We look to right that ship on Saturday.
Bulldogs have really been dominant all year long with the exception of one win in Conference USA. It was a 1-point win over Western Kentucky that featured a tremendous comeback on their home floor.
Yeah, they're really good, and I expect last year I remember it being the best crowd on the road that we played in front of. I think they'll be excited. They understand the significance of the game. We're sitting at 5-1. They're sitting at 6-0. You know, this is a battle for first place early in conference play.
As you mentioned, Ruston has not been kind to UAB in basketball, and the Bulldogs have had the upper hand as of late. It's an important early stretch in the schedule, isn't it?
I think it'll certainly have our guys' attention. You know, they understand the importance of having an opportunity to knock off the reigning champ. They're the reigning West champ. They've got what we're looking for, and I know our guys will be locked in heading into Ruston on Saturday.
We'll tip things off at 3 o'clock from Ruston. Pre-game coverage on the Blazers Sports Network starts at 2:30 from the Thomas Assembly Center. Stadium will televise the first of 2 meetings between the Blazers and the Bulldogs. Good luck on Saturday.
Thank you, David.
For head coach Andy Kennedy, I'm David Crane. We thank you for joining us. Hope you'll tune in once again next time for Blazers All Access.
Blazers All Access has been presented by Mountain Dew, Do the Do, and by Viva Health, part of the UAB Health System. This has been a presentation of the Blazers Sports Network from Learfield IMG College.